very pleasant morning to the honorable panel of judges and fellow friends. Today, I'd like to present a story titled Tom the Wicked Cat, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. There was an old enchanted tree house deep in the forest. Tom, the wicked cat, lived there. He was such an evil cat, he had no mercy for anyone. Long ago, the blue fairies lived in the old enchanted tree house. The blue fairies had many tiny pots with magical pixie dust. The treehouse was so beautiful. Unfortunately, Tom forced them out of the treehouse. He had the help of the dark wizard. Fearing for their lives and safety, the blue fairies left their home. The enchanted tree was dying. The blue magical pots were turning gray, losing its pixie dust. Tom trapped and caught many blue fairies. He used them to make evil magic potions. He also ate them alive to gain more power. He wanted to be the most powerful cat of all. The blue fairies were in constant fear. They lost their families and friends to the cruel cat. Tom kept killing them. There was no one powerful enough to fight him. Many failed trying. He was growing more and more powerful. One day, Tom called all the blue fairies together at the enchanted treehouse. They were very hesitant to meet him. At last, they sought the help of the mountain fairy who has been in a deep slumber for hundreds of years. The blue fairies told her about the cruel and wicked cat. Seeing them in tears, the mountain fairy decided to help them. She was kind and helpful. She felt sad for the blue fairies. She brilliantly set a trap for Tom. So the blue fairies bravely accepted Tom's invitation. The next day, they gathered at the enchanted treehouse. "Oh, now, I'm Tom, the most powerful of all. But please, you don't have to be afraid of me anymore. I am deeply sorry for what I've done. Let us be good friends from now on. Let us forget the past. I've been very lonely without family or friends," he went on explaining. Tom promised that he would no longer harm or eat the blue fairies. All the fairies were extremely happy. They clapped and did their fairy dance. Little did anyone realize the mountain fairy disguised herself. She was among the fairies. She did not quite believe the wicked cat. She stayed alert all the time. "But there's one thing you have to do," said Tom. "What's that?" asked an old fairy. "You must bow before me twice a day, once at 1 o'clock and once at 7 o'clock. The blue fairies quickly agreed to his request. They didn't know the evil intention of the wicked cat. The fairies felt the cat's request was just a simple one. So they went on feasting happily with him. They bonded well. They even sang and danced together. But Tom always looked at the clock. He sure had something up his sleeves. Ding dong! The clock struck 1. "It's 1 o'clock now," said Tom. One by one, the blue fairies walked to him. One by one, they bowed to him. Then the last fairy came. He pounced onto the poor little fairy and ate her up. The other fairies didn't realize it. He tricked them into a death trap. He knew that the fairies would be busy filling up their magic pots. The next day, the mountain fairy disguised herself as a blue fairy again. She joined them, played, sang, and danced happily before they filled up their magic pots again. Another fairy went missing, so this time she decided to stay on to watch over them. She was shocked and angry. She saw Tom eating the last fairy. She quickly alerted the other fairies. They were sad and angry. The mountain fairy told them it is time to meet out a plan. The next day, Tom eagerly sat and waited for the blue fairies. Out came all the blue fairies. They sprinkled sharp arrows of pixie dust all over him. Tom was in great pain. He begged the blue fairies to forgive him. The mountain fairy appeared in front of him. She told him he would be only spared if he promised he never to come back again. Tom quickly agreed. At last, the fairies were free from Tom. They made the mountain fairy their queen. They lived happily ever after. The wicked cat learned his lesson the painful way. Always remember, never be unkind or dishonest to others. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the story.